spot. All right, here we go. Getting ready for the gate drop. Cody Schock trying to ride that bucket Bronco down into chaos corner.
And Schock just bulldogged his way into the first turn. He did not get a good jump. He plowed through a bunch of guys, and that's going to put him probably 6th or 7th, but he was not in a good spot.
It looked like Shane McElrath out front with the lead as the rest of the field gives chase to the Firepower Honda rider.
Yeah, you've got Park and Viney 2nd, 3rd. Looks like Desprez in 4th.
There's the 11 of Kyle Chisholm. He runs in 9th right now. There's Minear on the 66. He is running in 7th.
Cole Thompson right here, the number 2. He was our fastest qualifier earlier today. He was in Super Pole, did not win it, but Thompson has been really fast, trying to make the move on Viney right here as Viney closes the door on him.
Thompson, of course, teammate on the Firepower Honda squad, and he goes by to Shane McElrath. It looks like Cody Schock is going to go with him as they both get around Viney.
Schock trying to get the,
he's on the inside. There he goes. Thompson has to stand it up, and Cody Schock with a brilliant pass.
Lots of action behind Noah Viney, the number 7 on that Moto Concepts bike, the red and white bike. There's Viney. He's got.
With more, here's Kristen.
Cole Thompson making no waste of time. He told me he needs to have better opening laps because it's hard to make passes when the riders start to separate. That's why he is so aggressive in these opening laps.
Boy, he went deep and hard into that corner, Kristen, and Viney almost got into the back of them. Now here comes Lopes on the 16. Enzo Lopes again on the charge. As we look at the round standings, Lopes sits 2nd behind McElrath with Schock right behind him.
Great battle here on our screen. Got Desprez on the blue Yamaha. Looks like Chisholm back there. Derek Kelly, Chisholm's teammate, and Reed Taylor riding that CDR Yamaha for the first time today in your top 10 spot.
Shadows starting to get long in the afternoon here at HBF Park, Perth, Australia. Australia's sunniest capital. Watching to the inside, there was Kelly, and that was Taylor swinging around to the outside of the 86. Now the inside, and Taylor takes the spot away and moves up 1 to 9.
He is an aggressive young man and got a great opportunity here. Just like this move by Lopes goes in, puts a little hit on Viney, but he had to make the move and get by and focus on what's in front of him. So that's going to put Lopes up to 5th. Thompson just in front of him.
Yeah, Reed Taylor, just 21-year-old out of New South Wales, Australia.
Track's actually holding up pretty good, Ralph, but what I may be the only one that's bothered by this, but there's sections where you're going to turn right here, and I wonder if these guys have a little bit of sun in their eyes going into that right-handed sweeper. So the rhythm section at the far end and that right-hand sweeper before the triple, as the sun gets lower before it disappears, that can really mess with your vision.
Well, you can see some riders are utilizing a light goggle.
No, he's off the side.
Yeah, it was Desprez on the 141. Other riders like Desprez using a darker lens on his goggle as we watch this fight for 6th and get more from Kristen Beat.
Ralph, to your point, yes, a lot of the riders elected in this GP race to wear a darker framed goggle. Previously, I hadn't seen any riders on the line with that shaded or that tinted goggle. This GP race, nearly half of them had them on.
Yeah, that's interesting. Just a little bit of tint helps, right? It just takes the edge off a little bit right through here as that sun's going down.
And that's the fight for 4th.
Uh-oh.
And here comes Lopes to make a move for it. He's got Thompson lined up right alongside of him, and now goodbye, Cole Thompson goes Enzo Lopes.
Enzo Lopes riding so aggressive with so much confidence right now. I mean, he just looks fantastic on the bike. Has his sights set on the leaders. Oh, that inside rut's getting deep, trying to jump through the whoops here. Last time around, Lopes was a 55.5, and only McElrath was closer. sorry, quicker.
Jeff, would you now stop trying to blitz across the top of the whoops and just jump through?
Nah, I like to jump through the whoops. Everybody knows that. With their skimmers, that was tough for me. And there are certain riders that they're a little more comfortable doing that technique, but it seems like the preferred line is the inside, and then you're definitely not going to get the momentum and the speed out of the turn you need to skim across the top. So everybody is kind of already, you know, accepted, hey, we're going to jump through these, and that'll be the safest, fastest way.
Looking at the round standings, again, these are the points that set you up for a trip into the super final. As we see 2 to go, Colin Park is 4th. Kyle Chisholm sits in 8th, Jeff, the American rider on the bubble for super final.
And how about Colin Park on this Moto Concepts bike? He is 2nd. This is going to be his best finish in World Supercross if he can hang on to it for a couple more laps.
And more from Kristen.
Cullen Park has a history of not only racing arena cross, but also supercross. He was Rookie of the Year in 2022. Now, last night he told me he was not feeling well. He was under the weather. And now today he's racing as though he's not.
And a big moment there, Kristen, as Enzo Lopes gets aggressive and gets around Cody Schock to take over 3rd.
Yeah, and if you look back on that, Lopes stalled his bike, so Schock runs into the back of him, or kind of the side, and it restarts his teammate, gets him back going, and then there they go.
On to the final lap here in race number 2 of SX2 GP here in Australia. And Schock really struggling through that corner. There's Lopes blasting through the whoops.
Yeah, Lopes is dialed in right now. I mean, he's got the momentum going, and the way he's charging, he's got about half a track to go, see if he can get past Park.
Yeah, that would be for 2nd. McElrath, no problem. You see Lopes and Park off in the distance. McElrath just has a couple of corners and a rhythm lane to go.
Get the whole shot. He's one of the strongest, fastest riders. That's a really tough combination to beat, obviously. His job is just to stay focused, to go out there, ride his laps, and not make any mistakes.
Well, Shane McElrath and Max Anstey have a lot of similarities. They're both SX2 world champions. Checkered flag and lighting the candles is Shane McElrath. And here we go. It looks like the 43 apart is just going to be Lopes over.